button. Thank you, thank you. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Hi, Lenny. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Ambrosia. Hi, Leticia. Hi, Daniel. How are you? You good? Good? Okay. How are you doing, Emily?
All right.
How you doing, Tina?
Fine.
Dominique?
Good.
Yeah, good, good. Mikey?
Good.
Christina? Good? Brian?
Good.
This is my homework, making sure I know everyone's name. Maricus. Did I say it right today?
Yeah.
Yay. Jones?
John.
John?
John.
John Jones. Okay. Kendrick? Iris? Kwong. Okay, alright guys. Excuse my pimple popper patch, okay? I'm having one of those days, okay? We are reading a collection from Hans Christian Andersen. Has anyone ever heard those names? Hans Christian Andersen. There, were you raising your hand?
Yep.
Okay, so you heard them?
I've read them.
You read them. There you go. So Hans Christian Andersen is kind of like the Grimm brothers. We talked about that yesterday. You know, you guys have heard of the Grimm brothers before? You ever heard of them?
Yes.
Okay, so the Grimm brothers tell stories and fairy tales. All the Disney stories that come from the Grimm brothers. So Hans Christian Andersen is basically another guy who's kind of like the Grimm brothers. So some other stories come from him as well.
I like the Grimm brothers better.
I do too. I do too. They didn't have them, so I went for the next best thing.
All right.
All right, so today's activity is not a written activity. It is a listening activity. It is a participating activity, okay? You do good with this one by participating and by listening, okay? So no headphones. All headphones are to be put away. We are all joining this right here. We will choose a story. They're about 8 to 10 pages, and we're going to read. I'm going to start, and I'm going to pick a random person to continue with the story. Every Friday, we're going to pick a story out of here and read one. I will let you guys pick. I'm going to give you 3 titles, and I'm going to let you guys pick which one I'm going to start with today. So, let's see. Okay, the first option is, let's see, Thumbelina.
I love that one.
Raise your hand if you want to hear Thumbelina. I kind of want to hear Thumbelina too.
You can't count. I don't count.
I don't count? Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Okay, but we see eye to eye. We see eye to eye. The next option is going to be the Snow Queen. Let's read the Snow Queen. Okay, 3. Okay. The last option is going to be the Emperor's New Clothes.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I changed my mind. I want this
Oh, man, the Emperor's New Clothes one. Oh, man, all right, okay. The Emperor's New Clothes it is. Page 272. See, we're going all the way to the back of the book for this one. Okay. All right. Okay. The Emperor's New Clothes. Here's a picture. Mikey. There you go. The Emperor's New Clothes. That is what we're reading. The Emperor's New Clothes. Okay. Many years ago, there lived an emperor who was so fond of fine clothes that he spent all his money on finery and dresses. Okay, men wore dresses. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. He spent his money on dresses. Okay, he did not care anything about his soldiers, nor did he care about going to the theater or driving in the park, except when he wanted to show off his new clothes. He had a dress for every hour of the day. And just as we should say of a king that he is in the council room, so they always used to say the emperor was in his dressing room. Wow. So that means he never cared about anything that went on in his own court, except for looking nice. I don't know if that makes you a good king. I don't know. In the great city where he lived, there was always great merriment going on. Anyone know what merriment means? What does it mean?
It means fun and
Fun.
games and
Yes.
good times.
Yes. And how do you, when you see a word that you don't know, if it appears to be a big word, right? Try and see if it sounds familiar. Merriment starts with the word merry. What does merry usually mean?
To be happy.
To be happy. So if you hear merriment, you know Merry Christmas, you know, it's a happy time. So merry, and then the word entertainment. Merriment. So to entertain yourself. There were always big parties going on. So, and you can always use that tactic with any word that you don't know. Every day a number of strangers arrived there. One day, 2 vagabonds came to the city. Vagabonds are what you would call
Almost reckless. People do like to call trouble.
exactly. Thank you, Leticia. They called themselves weavers and said they knew how to weave the most splendid cloth one could imagine. A weaver is a tailor. Not only were the colors and the patterns something out of the common, but the clothes which were made from these materials possessed the wonderful property of becoming invisible to everyone. That was not fit for his office or was hopelessly stupid. There must be fine clothes indeed, thought the emperor. By wearing them, I could find out which men in my empire are not fit for this place. I should be able to know the wise from the stupid. Yes, I must have those clothes made for me at once. And he gave the 2 vagabonds a lot of money on account so they should begin with their work at once. We'll pause here for a second. So what happened with the vagabonds? What did they offer? Let's give someone else a chance. What did they offer to do for the king? Speak up. Mm-hmm.
Invisible clothes, they're making invisible clothes.
Yes. And what was the purpose of those invisible clothes? To find out.
Who
I-
was,
Who's with them and who isn't?
who was the fate of their, who was good men and bad men of their empire?
Yes. So he was told, and without any proof, he gave a lot of money for those invisible clothes. Now I have a question. If you could have an outfit, a shirt, that made you invisible, what would you do for one day if you couldn't be seen? What would you do?
Sleep. Weird.
Invisible for one day. What would you do?
I would say something robbing my suggestion is not good.
Hmm?
Rob a bank?
Okay. What would you do?
Put correct the cops in jail.
I like that. What would you do, Dominique, if you were invisible for 24 hours?
Find a peaceful place to think so I can figure out how to
So, oh, okay. So you want to stay invisible? I like that. Okay. What about you? What would you do? You're invisible for one day. So you just want to stay invisible too, huh? All right. Okay. What about you, Tina?
I don't know.
You don't know what you would do if you were invisible for 24 hours? You kill people. Whoa, that's not a good idea. What would you do?
Go to store
Go to the store?
and
Okay. Okay, you'd have revenge. Okay, you're invisible. Anything goes. What about you? You go after all your enemies, trick them, you know. Oh, that's my girl, Vivian. Luxury, sprinkle, sprinkle. What about you, Lenny? What would you do? Invisible for one day. Yeah.
See, I already lost. I don't understand how to get it.
Go to the biggest step. What would you do for 24 hours?
Me?
I would rob a bank too.
Can you ask Iris for me what she would do?
I was saying she should.
Okay, well, she can't hear me. I need someone to translate. Can you ask her what she would do for 24 hours, please? And then tell me what her answer is.
Si tenías 24 horas para estar, ¿cómo se dice? Que no te miran.
Que no me mira.
Sí, como ¿cómo se dice? Invisibilidad. ¿Qué puedes hacer? ¿Dónde te vas? ¿Dónde te quieres ir?
A shopping.
Si no te puede mirar.
A shopping.
Oh, shopping! I like that. Okay, I understood that. Me comprende. Mi amigo, me comprende. Am I good? Un poquito?
I'll send you.
Un poquito?
I'll send you.
What did she say?
She says she'll want to shop with you.
Oh, yay! Gracias! There you go. Kwang, what would you do if you were invisible for 24 hours?
The brand is
Nothing? There's nothing you want? What about you?
I will go in the bank and give myself money.
I like how you put that. That's smart. Give yourself some money. That's right. That's right. If I was invisible for 24 hours, honestly, you know what? I think I would go all the places that
like Paris,
cost money.
China.
Yeah, all the places. I'd be right there next to Vivian on that first class flight. I'd be right there next to her out the country.
I got another one.
Yes, what would you do?
I would want to do a news broadcast.
Invisible? Oh, you're gonna scare the whole world.
Yeah.
You wanna scare the whole world? Okay, I like it.
I want her to be alert.
Oh, there you go. There are ghosts out there. Be careful, guys. There are other humans. That's good. A few more lines and I'm gonna pass it on. So, we stopped at, they put up 2 looms and pretended that they were working. But they had really nothing at all on the looms. They kept on ordering the finest silk and the costliest gold. This they put in their own bags and worked away at the empty rooms till late at night. I should like to know how much of the clothes they have ready now, thought the emperor. But he felt a little uneasy at the thought that whoever was stupid or not suited for this place could not see the cloth. He thought, of course, that he need not be afraid for his own part, but he would send somebody first to see how they were getting on. Everybody knew about the wonderful property which the cloth possessed, and all were anxious to find out how bad or stupid their neighbors were. I will send my old and honest minister to the weavers, thought the emperor. He can best see what the cloth looks like, for he has sense, and no one knows his business better than he. Well, the old and trusty minister went into the room where the 2 vagabonds sat, working at the empty looms. Dear me, thought the old minister, and opened his eyes. I can't see anything. But he did not say this out loud. The 2 vagabonds asked him to be so kind as to come nearer and inquired if he did not like the fine pattern and the beautiful colors. So basically he walked in and he said, I can't see anything, tailors. Where are the clothes? And they said, well, come closer. Don't you like what we made? Do you like it? Can you see? Can you see, Vivian? Can you see the clothes? No, right? But how do you know if I'm making them or not making them if they're supposed to be invisible?
Right.
Exactly. So that's what they said, right? So the 2 vagabonds asked him to be so kind as to come nearer and inquired if he did not like the fine pattern and the beautiful colors. They pointed to the empty looms, and the poor minister opened his eyes still more. But he could not see anything because there was nothing to see. Dear, dear, he thought, am I really so stupid? I would have never thought of it. Nobody must know it. However, am I not fit for my place? No, it would never do to say I cannot see the clothes. Well, you don't say anything about it, said one of the weavers. Oh, it is really, really fine, quite charming, said the old minister, and looked through his eyeglasses. What a pattern, and what beautiful colors. Yes, I shall tell the emperor that I am very much pleased with it. Well, we are all pleased to hear that, said the weavers. Can anybody explain to me what just happened right there?
They put the wool over his eyes.
Okay, so the point of the cloth is, this is what the tailors told. If you can't see the cloth, then you're stupid,
Right.
right? So the emperor couldn't see, the minister couldn't see the clothes, and he was scared that people would think he was stupid. So he lied and said he could see it,
And
and
played
they were
along.
beautiful,
Yeah.
so that the emperor wouldn't question his intelligence. But that worked for the tailors because they were never making anything anyways. So that's interesting. Pick a random person to continue. Okay, I'll let you volunteer. The next person will be a random person. So you're gonna pick up from. Okay, and then call the colors, and then you're gonna stop at whatever.
Okay.
Okay,
And
and then call the colors.
then, and
And
then,
can you see it?
and they then called the colors by their names and spoke about the wonderful pattern. The old minister listened to them very attentively so that he could repeat what they said when he returned to the emperor, and this he did. The vagabonds now asked for more money in silk and gold, which they said they wanted to complete the work. However, they put everything in their bags, and not a thread came on the looms, but they kept on weaving as before at the empty looms. The emperor soon sent another trusty counselor to see how the weaving was going on, and whether the cloth would soon be ready. It fared, however, and described to him the fine pattern which did not exist at all. I am not stupid, thought the counselor. It is my good office I am not good for it. It is very provoking, but I must not let it out. At the beautiful colors and the splendid pattern. Yes, it is very charming, he said to the emperor. All the people in the town were talking about the splendid cloth. Alas, the emperor wished to see it for himself while it was still in the loom. With a whole company of chosen men, amongst whom were the two honest counselors who had been there before, he proceeded to the two cunning vagabonds who were now working away with all their might, but without any thread or materials whatsoever.
All right, thank you. Round of applause, guys. Leticia, thank you. All right, Nathan. I want you to pick up from whatever all the way till you get to glass. Okay, can you do that for me? So from right here, all the way till you get to glass. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Speak up, okay, so we can hear you.
Is it not magnificent? Said the two honest counselors. Does your majesty see what a pattern and what colors? And then they pointed to the empty looms, because they believed that the others were sure to see the cloth. What can this be? Thought the emperor. I see nothing. This is really dreadful. Am I stupid? Am I not fit to be an emperor? This is the most terrible thing that could have happened to me. Oh yes, it is very fine, said the emperor. It has my entire approbation. And he nodded approvingly and looked at the empty looms. He would not say that he could not see anything. The whole of his suite looked and looked, but could not see anything. They said, however, just like the emperor, it is very fine. And they advised him to wear the new clothes made from the, which was to take place soon. This magnificent, splendid, excellent, was echoed from mouth to mouth, highly ordered to wear, and gave them also the title of weavers to the emperor.
Okay. Did you read that? Weavers
Okay.
yeah.
Hold up. Yeah.
Okay.
The whole night before the day when the procession was to take place, the vagabonds were sitting up working, and had more than 16 candles lighted. The people could see they were busy getting the emperor's new clothes ready. They pretended to be taking the cloth of the lilies. They were cutting in the air with large scissors and were sewing with needles without any thread, and said at last, "See, there are the clothes ready." The emperor, with his most distinguished courtiers, came himself to their place.
Nathan, thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you. Vivian, I want you to continue from here till you get to thing, okay? From emperor to thing. Alright.
He took off his clothes, and the vagabonds pretended to give him piece by piece of the new clothes, which they were supposed to have ready. They appeared to be fastening something around his waist. That was the train of the cloak, and the emperor turned round in all directions before the looking glass. "How well they look, how splendidly they fit," said all. "What a pattern, what colors, this is a costly dress." They are all waiting outside with the canopy which is to be borne over your majesty in the procession, said the master of the ceremonies. "Yes, I am quite ready," said the emperor. "Does it not fit me well?" And then he turned round once more before the looking glass to make the people believe that he was really admiring his finery. The chamberlains who were to carry the train fumbled along the floor with their hands as if they were gathering up the train of the cloak. They walked as if they were carrying something in their hands because they were afraid that the people should think that they could not see anything. And thus the emperor went in the procession under the splendid canopy, and all the people in the streets and in the windows said, "Dear me, what matchless new clothes the emperor has! What a splendid train he adds to his cloak! How beautifully they fit him!" Nobody would admit that he saw nothing, because in that case he had not been fit for his office, or he must have been very stupid. No other clothes of the emperor had been such a success.
Wonderful, Vivian. Thank you. Alright. Rickus, can you pick up from here? We have new people up here, right? We've noticed that we have new, compadres up here, right?
Yeah.
And I know that my Spanish, as Mikey knows, is very minimal, un poquito. So, and I don't like exclusion. I don't think that people should feel excluded. I don't think it's fun, and I don't think it's fair. So, Mikey, I would like for you to be my teacher. I would like for you to teach me how to speak to Iris in this class a little bit better, so that she gets the same amount of learning and fun that everybody else in here gets. Because I speak French, it's my first language, and I know how hard it was. Well, I guess I learned English in 6 months. But before learning it, though, I know what it's like to speak in your head something, and you understand, you speak another language. Your mind speaks something, and your mouth doesn't, right?
I think it was when I was in the foster room.
Mhm.